Brothers and sisters, generals, family, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, I salute you, and if you get anything out of what I talk about or what I say, man, positive energy, take it and pass it on to someone else, because we need as much positive energy as we can possibly muster up and have in this life, because as you see, just take a look around. Man, so many things going on. That's why I call down protection and I give honor to thy ancestors whose spirit is alive and well amongst the many great brothers and sisters out here. Brothers or sisters that left a blueprint for the great divine minds that's shining out here, the real ones. In the end, we'll know who the real ones are. We shouldn't get mixed up in debates and who's this, that, and the third, unless it's affecting the path, humanity, and or culture. But we should focus on the path. And that's why I came up with this title, and I haven't done this in a while and I want to do it. But before I get to what I'm getting ready to do, if you're alive and breathing, brothers and sisters, family, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. We can there's always room for improvement, as long as we're not drowning in toxicity and we haven't done anything to cause our own demise or anyone else. If it's just minor mistakes, little errors we make in this human body, we can always and forever have room for improvement and to be better and greater, because it's a wonderful feeling when we fight through the layers, through the challenges to get to a success state of mind. You hear me say that a lot. It's wonderful when we get there. Got to go through the measures, the levels. We all say, that process, to become a righteous brother or a sister. And then we come, that's the first level. Then the second level is the deep spiritual, things we come into that a book can't teach us. You know what I'm saying? So I like to place that gold over our families. May all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And those we held dear, man, that transition in our families that meant something to us, may they rest in peace and in power. Because I have some in my family, friend of the family, auntie, bring them up every now and then, that transition to my family, may they rest in peace and in power. We keep their spirit alive, because the body may later rest, but the spirit lives on, especially if it's a righteous impact. I mean, it could be a small impact, long as it had right intent. Small impacts lead to big impacts, if that make any sense. So when you have lived this and you've seen that great divine move, man, it's wonderful. It makes you giddy inside, like the feeling we used to get when we were a kid at Christmas. Even though I have my different thoughts about Christmas now than I did when I was young, but that feeling we used to get the morning before or the day before Christmas, that morning, when we get to a success state of mind, that's the feeling we can have every freaking day, man. We got it's worth it. Suffering righteously is worth it, so remain vigilant, brothers and sisters, and stay on this righteous path at all costs. Remain vigilant, within our families, of course, ourselves, because when we're strong, anyone connected to us will be strong or be looking to get strong, to be strong, not trying to be like one another, but inspired by one another, brother, sister, young or old, family. It's man, you hear so many of us talk about righteous energy and positive energy, because when you're living it, brothers and sisters, when we can, in the midst of distractions out here and challenges we go through in our personal lives. But when we can have a moment of peace, a moment of understanding our family members, children, ourselves, we get those meditative moments when we think and we catch ourselves, or we see something abroad that we thank ourselves for meditating or praying or whatever we do. We thank that great divine for being our spirit. Because, I know we hear this a lot, and it's not my saying. We all hear it. Many are called. You say many are chosen. Was it many are called, few are chosen? Put it like that. Did that come out right? So, and when and only the individual knows. Like we can get all the advice and teachings all we want, but if it's not getting to the pit of that soul and we're not incorporating it in our lives, it's just going in one ear and out the other. So many are called, few are chosen, and only those who feel Only those who are chosen will know, will feel. I don't say that word a lot because it's a lot of us out here that say that. But if we know it, we don't have to say it a lot. It'll show in our lives. And we have to have the art of silence, art of patience. And this can be brother or sister, anyone. It's about the level of self-awareness. Remain vigilant, and remain vigilant. And please, I'm begging you, stay on this righteous path. Stay right, even through the midst of the storm. Weather any storm when you're true to oneself. As I told my 8-year-old. And I wanted to talk about my 9-year-old. He's 9 now. My son Ethan, that's who here on the banner here. And that's me, of course. And got my son off to the side. I couldn't get it on the banner real good. And that's my spiritually adopted son, Dion, there in the middle. And, I spend time with him from time to time. And we connect and always drop bombs on him, drop some jewels on him, teach him something, about being a man. And something I went through with my 9-year-old, kids going to do what they do, but we love them through it, right? Parents, brother, sister. And you get results. We can't just spank and whoop them all the time. We have to communicate with them too, so we can understand why they are behaving a certain way. So getting back to my son Ethan, and before I get to my son Ethan, my son Lord Lamont, he's doing good. I messaged him last weekend, so I'm still connected with him. He still didn't get over here. We haven't done a podcast in a while, but if you're interested, go on my channel, Father and Son Discussions. I think we have a couple of them, Lord Lamont, and he's getting himself together. I'm gonna have to talk to him though, but as far as I know, he's getting himself together and he's doing all right. He's going through that transformation stage we all go through. So salute to my son, Lord Lamont. Love you. Look for more Father and Son Discussions. Hopefully he can get some more music, get some new music. We do have music that we have done and he has done on my channel, but I need him to get some new music. But look for that, we're going to get it together because love conquers overall, righteous love, But let me get back to my 9-year-old, Ethan. I spoke on a podcast, Shaka Zulu. Thank you, my brother. I spoke on my 9-year-old on that. And I talked about having the warrior spirit and loving our children, but being firm and understanding. And he had a little behavioral problem. It was something he wanted and he couldn't get. How some children feel entitled. We have to teach them. Keep them away from this web out here, and get into that soul. Teach him. So he was disrespectful. Called him on the phone and he was disrespectful. And I told him he wasn't getting anything, wasn't nothing moving until he apologized. So kind of like these checkers on my banner, wasn't nothing moving. So I gave him a couple of days and I didn't harp on him or get on him. And you have to be kind of strategic because he's very smart. He's intelligent, but remember, we're the parent, they're the child. I don't care how intelligent they are, because we had them, they didn't have us, right? Brothers, sisters, parents. So I gave him a couple days to apologize, and I still told him I love him. Just kept talking to him, communicating. Just act like it didn't even. I was still thinking about it in my mind, but I didn't let him know to act like I wasn't thinking about it, because I wanted him to soak in what he did. I wanted him to think about it. I wanted him to marinate on it, So a couple days went by and he ended up apologizing. Now his mother did kind of, I think he wanted to. I think he had to have the courage because he knew he was wrong, and probably wasn't easy for him, but she did kind of push him to apologize, and he did it. And we talked on the phone, and he said he apologized, and I questioned him. I didn't just say, okay, I accept your apology and moved on. No, I broke it down. I said, why are you apologizing? And this is about being vigilant, still connected to my title. We got to stay on that path. That comes within. When I say on that path, not just watching person, place, or thing. I'm talking about that path within ourselves. We have to check ourselves, make sure our ego's right, so we can see past our own little feelings and understand another individual, especially a child. So I was talking to him and I said, why are you apologizing? Because I was disrespectful. Okay. And that's what I asked him. Because I wanted to make sure he knew what he was apologizing for, not just doing it and think he's going to get something and no, I want him to know why he was doing it, why he would, shouldn't be disrespectful. And I said, why are you apologizing? Because I was disrespectful to you. And I asked him, why shouldn't you be disrespectful? Because you're my dad. And I said, is that wrong or right? He said, that's wrong. And I said, you know what you're doing right now? He said, what? I said, you are now becoming a man. When you fess up and own up to what you did wrong, you have just become a man. That's what I told him. And that's wonderful when we have moments like that. So, and I'm not saying that I'm like the best dad and all that stuff. And I made a lot of mistakes in the past. Again, I got 5 children. That's all I've spoken on some podcasts. I have 2 daughters, 3 sons, been in their lives, but not like I should have been, So, and I talked about that. Me and my son, we've discussed it, and we've think a little bit about it on some of our father and son discussion podcasts, So, we live and we learn. I always go back to what my grandmother say. You keep on living. You know what I'm saying? May she rest in peace and in power. I told you I bring her up every now and then. She stay in my spirit. My granddad too. And my dad, my auntie, others that passed transition to my family. All of them in my spirit. So, yeah. So he learned something. And that was a hurdle. That was a growth spurt for him as far as maturing within himself. Because he's 9 years old. Kids gonna do what they do. They're gonna want things and glittery toys and the glamours and stuff they see in social media and stuff, and others have their peers. So that's why we have to be vigilant. That's my point right there. But that's just one of many, and because he has other siblings too. I dropped jewels on them too. And I just showed a video, I think yesterday. My spiritually adopted daughter had a birthday, and just had that recently. And my son just had a birthday, and any other kids that have a birthday, I'm gonna try to post it and stuff. So I've been doing more of that because, as I said on the podcast, I love solitude, but I've been trying to teach oneself to hang with family more. And I do got some things ahead, but I have been focusing on my son, and I have been, what I say in the title, brothers and sisters, one has to be vigilant, and it's just keeping our eye on the sparrow, so we can maintain those righteous things a lot of us, my family, brothers and sisters, we are doing in the present right now. And our future is going to be wonderful, because we're not psychics, but when we're doing right, we know our future is going to be all right. When you're self-aware to the pit of the soul, there'll be storms along the way, but you also know there are going to be great things to come when we are what? Vigilant, and we stay on this righteous path. You can never go wrong. Again, our lesson is the media. Look abroad. I was listening to a podcast today. It was so horrible, and it's about the individual that's in the media. We all know. I don't even gotta say his name, because when you really break it down and think about it, it is amongst the horrible things and the devilish things this individual is being alleged done. Because I don't know. I'm not in there. I don't like taking what I see in the media and I jump on and say, all right, and make it look like it's facts when I don't even know nothing myself. So I just assess, but some of it I just can't take. It's horrible, because I think of the aftermath, the after effect, the children that's involved, the wives and acquaintances, and young artists that got involved with this individual. Their lives are ruined now, and it's sad, and I don't indulge too much into that shit. I really don't. And to me, you shouldn't be using nobody's life to get numbers. And those, I'm not saying that everybody does this, but those that are, it's just wrong. It's wrong to get gain subscribers and gain views off somebody else's life. It's just not right. So, and it's just horrible. I was listening to a podcast about this individual I'm talking about, and I'm talking in code. We know who we're talking about. He's all over the media, so I ain't gotta say his name. Everybody else is saying it enough and plastering it all over their banners and thumbnails. So nothing against that. It's just the way I do things. I just don't do that, So, but I think it's sad when you really, really break it down and think about it. Oh, go back to the podcast. I was starting to listen to about the individual, and I didn't even make it. I didn't even make it all the way through it. They started, playing leaks that have leaked about this brother and all that. I had to stop it. It's disgusting, and I can't do it anymore. We have to focus on stuff that's in our lives. We can't do nothing for that brother. We really can't. There's nothing we can do. We can speculate, talk about it, but we have to focus on our own lives and remain what? Vigilant, brothers and sisters. Because what do we all talk about? distractions. It's more than just a word. And it's becoming very crafty. These evil entities that run this, I won't say run it, influence this whole thing. It's becoming very tricky. So if you're not self-aware and you're naive and you're just jumping on this honey they throw out here, as I said, on a honey bumblebee theory podcast, the media is the honey and we are the bees. And it just bzzz, everything they throw out there. And I play righteous spectator. I just observe. I speak my little viewpoints, but one has to focus on our own personal lives, as I said a couple times a few minutes ago, because we miss things, and, I work a job and, I'm trying to squeeze in and positive energy and spend time because I don't see my biological family. I see my son, I spend time with him every weekend, but I have a bigger family, that I don't see much. And that's the things that's not good. Like I said, I love solitude, but I'm trying to work on that area of doing things with one family. So got some ideas, got some things coming down the road, and it's getting ready to be summertime. So I'll have time and I can always take days off. Been in my job 9 years. So my standard, my foundation is set, not that it's secure, nothing like that. But as far as, I can get off days when I want to, I've got them. So my seniority, I've made my mark, but I don't love my job, but I like working there. I like cooking, I like the skills I picked up. That's what I get from it. And some individuals I worked with, not all. We know how these jobs go because one is far from stupid. So as I said in the past, you can even listen to a podcast I made called The Do's and the Don'ts of the Workplace. I think I'll put that in the end screen. And that was one of my things. I'm on autopilot. My body might be there. My mind's in a whole different place. When you have studied self-awareness, brother or sister, and you just study that inner core over time, it's just wonderful things that come about within ourselves and what we see in our lives, our children, our family, different thoughts we start having, we start growing, and we start seeing the benefits of just having a right heart, period. And I always say, then we get to the deep spiritual stuff and the universe and, and connecting with that divine, but it has to start with the right heart. And, why do I always say that? Because if you are toxic within, how the hell you gonna see right things abroad? It's impossible. Again, just look in the media. And like I say allegedly to this brother that's in the media, because I don't know. I don't have any facts. But just to have allegations about you doing something toxic, especially when it's sexual and lustful and, or taking somebody's virtue, just to have that out about you is enough, but some of it I think the brother might have done allegedly, so, but again, I don't get into it too much because I don't have facts. I don't have receipts and so I just assess, it's just, you just sit back, have the patience of, the power of patience, and just observe. You will see everything play out like May said, just watch it all play out. And I love the direction that Mace went. Now I might not like, because I'm not into religion. I'm not into religion anymore. I've come out of that. But I respect Mace for having the courage to getting out of, because he's the one that got out of that. And I salute him and any other artists like him. And he's like, he's seen it coming. And that, to me, right there, that's when you chose. He was chosen. The great divine was like, this brother ain't finna get caught up into that. And I also would like to say, I like the interviews with Mace and Cameron. Man, I love those interviews. I love seeing those brothers collaborate. That's the most beautiful thing in the world. When you see, brothers and sisters too, when you just see black people just collaborating, laughing, having fun, and, whether they talking about sad times or good times. So I just salute. I've been watching their podcasts, their interviews, even the short ones. It's like it leaves you wanting more, even the short ones, because Mace really don't like interviews. And I like how they don't slander anybody. They just place views. They just, just speak the truth, like a lot of platforms, ones I've learned from. And it's just wonderful. So salute to Mace and Cameron to the interviews. I love y'all interviews, bro. You know, keep it up. Keep that off. I'll never lose that authentic. I can say it, authenticity. That used to be that's still a hard word for me, but brothers never lose that. You know, I can't say it right, but you know what I mean. And Cameron, man, Cameron is just, man, wonderful. Cameron has always been a real brother, as far as I can see. I ain't never heard nothing bad about him. Cause I used to listen to their music and stuff. You know, of course, he probably had a different mindset when he came into the industry and stuff. But look at him now, and look at Mace and many others like them. I salute them. And you know why they're in the space they're in, and many other artists and many other brothers and sisters that's in our families, you know, in the world or online. You know why a lot of righteous brothers and sisters are on a strong, firm foundation right now? Because they remain vigilant. And that's what it's all about. We're talking about righteous. And I'm telling you, it's better to suffer righteously all day, every day. Because when you know who you are, God dang it. Well, I heard a brother say, it's a brother I listen to that got a platform. He's man, he talk about this all the time. When you know who you are, you know great things will come. And that's not just for ourselves. That's for our families, significant other, those we are connected to. It's wonderful. It's a righteous ripple effect. So again, brothers and sisters, family, remain vigilant. I don't care how challenging it seems. If you know you are a good person and you're real to the pit of your soul, man, stay on this path no matter what. And I mean it. Because you got to go through the, you know, that's what strengthens us, right? When we weather that storm, when we have the courage, as I said about my 9-year-old, to know when we're wrong about something. When we do that, we have just become a man or woman, or man, that ultimate righteous brother or sister, and in our families. So that's why we remain vigilant, brothers and sisters. And I mean it. Let nothing ever stop us. Man, just think of all the things, man, we fought through, and to get us where we are. So again, brothers and sisters in the world or online, in my family, whatever. And I'm talking about not hurting yourself or hurting nobody else. Don't let nothing stop us. You know, we wouldn't be where we are if we didn't make righteous choices. So that's how we know. So again, remain vigilant and stay on this path. One love, y'all. Salute.